Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, in this video today we're going to be using the great Divi Image Hover Effect plugin, and you can add some fantastic text overlays to any image you want with all kind of different effects here, and it's a great addition to the Divi theme. Now, not only do they have all these hover effects here, and there's plenty of them, I think there's 250 different sort of styles you can have. They've also got an image switch, which means you can fade one image to a different image, which is pretty cool too. And I think at the moment they've got this reduced from $50 to about $15, so it's a really good deal. And you'll find my affiliate link below this video. So today, let's build one. We're going to be using the modern today. They've got 4 different types. They've got the default, which is just a color overlay. They've got modern, they've got classic, and they've got advanced. Today we're going to be using the modern to create this one right here, and it's so easy. And this is another one with the modern as well. So let's get started. First thing I want to do is enable the Visual Builder. Once enabled, let's go down to where we want to work. I'll just put the new module under this one. Add the little button for the module right there. As standard, Divi comes with most of these light grey ones. The only one that's not included with Divi is our Divi Image Hover. And once you've got it installed, you'll find it right here. So I've hit the button and it's prompting us to add a hover effect. For me, I prefer to put the content in first, or at least the image, and then decide what I want to do with the hover effect. But as we're using the modern styles today, if we look here, here's default, classic, which was our last video, and today we're going to be using the modern. And as you can see, if I click on the different styles, they've got all kind of different styles here in this particular modern section. So let's leave it on that and let's go down to our content. I'm going to add an image. And I guess I'll use the same one as I did above, which was that one. And there we've got our image. Depending on the size, the amount of content you actually want to put inside here, you want to decide the size of the column you want to use. If you've got a lot, you probably want a single column, medium amount, 2 columns, etc. So now I've got my image in there. Let's go down. Image alt text should be there to describe whatever the image is. Rails, railway track, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people use that for SEO, and we'll put in keywords too. Image opacity is the see-throughness of the image. I want mine fully visible, so I'm going to keep that all the way up to the right. And we can put in a title, and we've got 3 options for 3 different sections for our title. We've got a prefix, we got our infix, which is the middle bit, and we've got a suffix, which is the last bit. And as you can see, it's put it on right there. Now the content is any text or anything you want in there. So I'm going to grab a little bit of lorem ipsum and paste mine in there. Now, of course, like any WordPress widget, you can add images or whatever you want to here. Just add media button, put links on there if you need to link any of these. Like I say, just like a normal WordPress text box. There you can see it's added our content in there. Great. And if you'd like a button, roll on down. If you don't want a button, just leave this blank. Put in what you want your button to say if you want a button. And put your link for your button inside here. I haven't got anywhere for it to go, so I'm just going to put a hashtag. And you can see the button appear there. Now, if your URL or your button link is going to open to an external website, you might want to switch this to in a new tab. If it's another page or existing site, I'd leave it in the same window right there. Now you can see everything here, but not real clearly. This is where the image overlay comes in. We can give it an opaque overlay color to make our content stand out a little better. So let's just give it a little one so we can see that title better. I'm going to make it black, but not quite as black as that. So let's hit the color itself. And the right hand slider is the opacity or see-throughness of the color. So I'm going to drag it down so I can read my title nicely, but we can still see the image behind. Something like that. Now swap effect is what you're going to use if you want to swap two images. I don't need that today, so we'll move on. Let's go to our design tab. Now we've got our content and our button in there. Here's our title. Now I don't really need to give our title a background. You can give it a background color if you want and some padding. I don't need to do that. I'm going to make it all bold. You can see it a little bit better there. And I'll leave that because I'm going to color the text individually for each word there. And to do that, just roll on down. Title prefix, which is our first one. Don't want a background color, you can put a background color in if you want to. I'm going to leave mine as blank and just make that green. And of course you can style each section prefix, infix and suffix separately. Capitalize, centralize, bold, regular, however you want. Middle one I'm going to leave as is. The infix there, and the suffix I'm going to make that green too. Great, that's our title taken care of. Let's move on down to our content. Just keep scrolling down here. Here's our content. Now what I'd like to do is put a bit of color behind that so it stands out a bit better, and I'm going to make that writing perhaps a little lighter in color. So I'm going to give it background color, but I don't want it to be fully visible like that. So I'm going to bring the opacity down so we can still see the image behind. Just bring it down, check it to where you want it. Yeah, something like that's fine. Great. Now I'm going to want to change the spacing here and spread it all out a little bit. So let's keep going down. And I'm going to skip over these two for a moment. I'm going to go to custom borders. I'll put a little border around our content here. So you've got your title. I don't want to do anything with my title. Got the content, that's where I want to put my border. So if we roll down a little bit more, I want all four sides, 1 pixel, and let's make it green like the rest of it. There we go, we've got a little 1 pixel border around there. Great. So let's go to our spacing now and just add a bit more spacing to this. So if we keep rolling down, or you can go back up and close this tab if you prefer. You've got custom spacing. Now the container itself's fine. I'm happy with the spacing in the container, the whole thing. Title, don't really need to do it. I guess I could give it a bit more space top and bottom. So let's give it go to our title and let's give it some padding top and bottom of say 30 pixels. There we go, that's given the whole thing a little bit more space there. I might decide to take some of that away in a moment. And let's give our text, which is this here, sort of padding of 20 all around. So 20. You don't have to put in the pics, it'll put it for you. If you hit the chain, it'll do the opposite. Same with the left and right. There we go, and that's given us a bit more breathing space there. Great. So let's just close up that tab and let's go and work on our little button there. Here's the button, and for our button I'm simply going to make it our simple green right there. So I'm going to use custom styles for the button. Text size is fine. Text color I want to be white. button background I'm going to make green. There we go, and I want to do the border as well. I want to keep the border green, button border color green. And of course you can set a hover color here if you want the border and the background to be different color on hover. Hit the arrow when you hover over where it says button border color in the dark here. Put your mouse on it, these icons will appear. Hit the arrow and set your hover color, or hover color I should say, and we'll do the same for the background color itself. Hover, yellow. There we go, that button's going to be yellow on hover, which is not the prettiest of colors, but you put in whatever color you want. Okay, what else do we want to do to this? I just want to make that writing there a little bit brighter. Might take a bit of padding away from that and add a bit of padding to the bottom of the text. So let's close this one up. We're happy with our button. Just go into our content. Background color is fine. The actual text color is white. There we are, let's brighten that up a little bit. So let's close the content up and go back into our custom spacing and take a little bit away from our title. Let's make this 20, and because we got the link we only need to edit one, it'll do the other one for us. There we go, and let's add a bit to our button there. So we can close that up, go down to our button, or go up to our button I should say, it's just above. And if we scroll down, we've got paddings and margins at the bottom here. With your button you can add an icon if you want to. When I hover over it you'll see that there's an icon there. If you don't want one, just switch that one off. If you want to change the icon, you've got all of Elegance Themes icons to choose from right here. So let's roll on down, and right at the bottom you're going to find the spacing for the button. Now we don't want to use padding because that will make the button itself wider, so we'll use margin. Let's give it 20 top and bottom and see how that works. Perfect, that works fine. So I think we're pretty much done. The only other thing that I want to do is perhaps add a little box shadow to the whole container. So we can continue going down the box shadow. I hit that one. And there we've got a bit of box shadow, just makes it stand out a little bit more on the page. Save our changes. Save the page changes. And exit the visual builder. Okay, and let's go down and see what we've got. There's a good looking box when they roll their mouse over it. There's our content. That's a nice little feature to have on your site. If they're rolling down your site and they go over that box, they're going to be looking at it. And like I say, that's really easy, and they've got all kind of different effects. Like I showed you before, you can get some amazing little hover boxes going in very little time at all. So I hope you've enjoyed that and found it useful. If you have, please ring the bell, give it a thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.